Greetings from Elite English Academy. Dear friends, in this video, I am going to discuss Word on a Distant Prospect of Eton College by Thomas Gray. This poem is available in PGTRB syllabus of Peacock's Volume 3. Originally, in this Volume 3, three poets are included. Thomas Gray's 10 poems, William Collins' 8 poems, and 23 poems of William Blake. In total, for this volume alone, there are 41 poems. So all the other poems are available in the main course. So in this video, I am going to discuss one poem by Thomas Gray, so which is known as Word on a Distant Prospect of Eton College. Let's have a brief introduction about Thomas Gray, one of the greatest poets of English literature, who lived between 1716 and 1771. So the greatest honor in his life was when he became a poet laureate in 1757. He is originally known for his poem Elegy written in a country churchyard, which was believed to be written between 1745 and 1750. The poem of this discussion is Woe to a Distant Prospect of Eton College. This is the college where he studied. Originally, it was written in 1742 and he published it anonymously without his name in 1747. So the critics say this poem can be compared to Wordsworth's Tintern Abbey. So in Tintern Abbey, Wordsworth recalls his childhood memories. So where did he go? How did he enjoy nature? This and that. So in this poem also, Thomas Gray recalls his own college atmosphere. So the place where he played with his friends, this and that. Before I enter into the detailed line by line analysis of this poem, so let me give you some of the technical details of this poem. This poem has 10 stanzas. Each stanza has got 10 lines, so 100 lines. The rhyme scheme is A B A B C C D E E D. So regarding the meter, so all the B lines and final D line is in iambic trimeter, and all other things are available in iambic tetrameter. So regarding the genre, it is considered as Horatian ode. In another way, it is allegorical and it is a descriptive ode. So ode, it is a song that is recalling the past. As far as the tone is concerned, so he has got dignified tone in this poem, and in one way it is nostalgic. Nostalgic in the sense reminiscence of the past and fondly recalling the past. So the point of view of the poem is first person. So originally in short stories and novels only we say first person point of view, second person and third person point of view. But this poem has got the first person point of view. When we go for the detailed analysis, you will come to know that. Word on a Distant Prospect of Eton College. The important thing to be noted is this is the place where he studied, the college where he studied, and it is a word song. You distant spires. Spires means it is like uh, this like shape, right? Pyramid like shape. You distant spires, yet antique towers. So here he is just talking about the place where it has got different towers. You might have seen old buildings of England where it will look like this kind of shape. Both the sides there will be towers like a church. So this shape or this architecture has been pointed out by Gray here. That crown the watery glade. Glade means it is a meadow or space, where grateful, thankful, grateful signs still adores her Henry's holy shade. So there is an allusion here. Actually, Henry the Sixth was the person who established Eton College in 1440. So in 1440 he established the college. So it was originally named as King's College of Our Lady of Eton. So similar to that, so there is another reference. He founded Cambridge University King's College. So the objective of this college was he was able to give education to the deserving people, so who were given free education relatively. So here first he describes the building, right? Spares, antique towers. Then where grateful signs. So signs, why signs should be grateful? Because this is the place where education was given. Her Henry personified, right? So the school or the college, Eton College is compared to her. So it is personified. Her Henry's holy shade. Why it is given as holy shade? Because he was given or he was patronizing this college. And one more thing is shade can also be meant as death. So death is the ultimate end. So that's what pointed out by Gray. And you that from the stately brow of Windsor's heights, the expanse below. And one more historical reference is, so this particular college is situated nearby Thames, and nearby that another very important college called Windsor. Windsor, it is nearby this college also. So stately brow, so it is of high college. At that time Windsor's college was established long back. So nearby that great college, this college also stands. Windsor's heights, the expanse below of grove. So nearby that grove, so many trees are there of lawn, of made survey. So Yamgi Ed, it is the archaic expression of meadows. So that is a grassland. Whose turf, again grassland. Whose shade, whose flowers among wanders, hoary Thames. Here, Thames, when the river flows, there will be so many white bubbles, So that's why it is given hoary, white bubbles. So hoary foam, we can say hoary Thames along his silver winding way. So Thames is also personified here, his. So look at that. Eton College is addressed as a female. Thames River is addressed as a male. His silver winding way. Silver winding, bending. So in the morning time or when the water is flowing, because of the reflection, so it looks like silver winding, silver bend. And regarding one of the poetic device, so it is whose shade, whose flowers, right? So whose turf. So it is anaphora, repetition of a particular word in every class. So it is a anaphora. So now the first stanza describes how it looked like. The college Eton looked like. It was situated nearby Thames, situated nearby Windsor, and who was the patron? Oh happy hills, oh pleasing shade, oh fields beloved in vain. So here he is addressing hills, he is addressing shade. So shade here, so the trees, then fields beloved vain. So here all the fields available in that place. So the poetic device employed in these two lines are apostrophe. So he is addressing someone who is not there. So where once my careless childhood strayed. So he himself acknowledges that when he was a child studying in this place, he was careless. So careless childhood strayed, so moving here and there without any aim. A stranger yet to pain. So now he feels that, so since he had a careless childhood in that place, at present he feels a stranger. He thinks this is the place where I spent my childhood, but I am a stranger now. So it gives him pain. He feels for it. I feel the gales. So he feels the gales wind. that from you below. So dear Eton College, so here I feel the pain and now I feel the wind also. A momentary bliss bestow comes to me. So a momentary bliss. So you might have experienced this when you go back to your school. So suddenly at one moment you will have a kind of goosebumps. You may be reminded of any one of the incidents that happened during your school days. So that's why, so when he is thinking of the past, he stay in that place. He has a momentary bliss, a second bliss, happiness, as waving fresh their gladsome wing. So when he looks at all the meadows and trees, so it looks like, so they are waving their hands. Gladsome wing, my weary soul. So weary, the just the soul that is spent, old soul we can say. They seem to soothe suddenly. So I feel comforted by this place and redolent of joy and youth. Redolent means it is reddish, so great joy. So suddenly he is recalled of the great joy and happiness he just experienced when he was young. To breathe the second spring. So this phrase is very important. So which is referred as second spring. So second childhood. See, when he stayed here as a young boy, so that was the period of spring for him, great life of happiness. So when he comes back after many years, now he feels it is his second spring. So he feels very happy. So that thought itself gives him momentary bliss. So in this stanza, the poet just relives the past and he feels very, very happy about how he spent his time. Say, Father Thames. So earlier he addressed it as just he. Now he addresses with what is that? With a designation Father, who is compared to Father in this poem, Thames River. For thou hast seen full many a sprightly race. He says, dear Father, dear Thames, you should have seen many young people like me disporting on the margin the edge. So in your river banks, so you should have witnessed thousands of children playing here in the green meadows, the paths of pleasure trace. So all these places are the paths of pleasure. So if I recall, so if we start recalling the people who lived there, studied there, so it will be a kind of a trace of pleasure because all people enjoyed their youth here. Who foremost now delay to cleave with pliant. Pliant in the sense it is easily bent. So pliant on the glassy wave. So what is referred as glassy wave? So the water of Thames. So dear Father, dear Thames, you should have witnessed so many happy youngsters here. So you might have waved them like this, right? The captive linnet, the bird. So what you see here, it is the bird. The captive linnet which enthrall. So the children who were happy here are compared to the birds, happy birds, linnet. What idle progeny succeed? So idle, so lazy, progeny, next generation. So after those happy life, so suddenly sometimes the lazy people come. Succeed means next generation to chase the rolling circle speed or urge the flying ball. So then what happens? So the children are playing there here and or urge the flying ball. So a game is referred here. So references say flying ball refers to cricket. So the thing is, so this stanza talks about how the young people enjoyed life there. So they were like birds. They were playing cricket, and sometimes some people, some generations, progeny are lazy. While some on the earnest business. So earnest, eager. What is the earnest business there? Bent their murmuring labors ply. So when a group of people were spending their time in a very happy way, there were some people who were murmuring here studying. So seriously studying against graver hours. What is compared to graver hours? So that is study hours. The time the children spent inside the classroom is called the graver hours that bring constraint to sweeten liberty. So here the poet expresses his dissatisfaction over the rules and regulations implemented by the school because that curtails the liberty. So young age should have liberty, sweeten liberty, but that is prevented by the rules and regulations of the Eton College. Some bold adventurers they don't care. So some students are studying there. Some students are very bold and adventurous. They don't worry about any rules, disdain the limits of their little dream. So here they don't worry about the rules, and unknown regions dare descry. So that means it is notice. So these people, they don't worry about the school regulations, and they just spot. DESCRY means spot. They notice. Still as they run, they look behind, they hear a voice in every wind and snatch a fearful joy. So there was a set of people who never listened to the rules of the college, and they were adventurous, running here and there, going here and there. They never turned back to listen to what was implemented or what was said by the college people. So just they were afraid their joy will be snatched away like a thief, right? So the poet very beautifully says the rules and regulations of the college snatched the happiness of the people. There were some mature students or good students who were able to escape from that. Gay hope. So gay hope in the sense unrealistic hope. Gay hope, unrealistic hope. Gay hope is theirs by fancy fate. So such students who disobeyed, they had their own imagination. Their mind was fed by imagination. Less pleasing when possesses. The tear forgot as soon as shed. So they were the people, just even if they happened to shed tears, immediately they forgot. The sunshine of the breast. So the sunshine, so happiness of the breast. So they are buxom. So buxom means robust, so big. So that is resounding. Their buxom health of rosy hue, wild wit, invention ever new. So the poet tries to convey. So the people who disobeyed the rules, the people who were adventurous, they were the people who enjoyed the most. They forgot the tears. They had sunshine in their heart. They had a great welcome, and they had wild wit, great knowledge, and they invented everything new and lively cheer of vigor born. So they had the happiness. So happiness was there on their face. The thoughtless day, the easy night, the spirits pure, the slumbers light, that fly the approach of morning. So these people are just the thoughtless day refers to the time they spend in the school or college. The easy night because that is the time they feel happy. Their spirits are pure because when they identified themselves with nature, their spirits were pure. The slumbers light, they slept less, that fly the approach of morning. So of course, so for them, just that day was very short because they enjoyed their life. So this particular stanza talks about how some of the people who are adventurous enjoy their life apart from education. Alas, so suddenly the tone shifts. So far the tone was a kind of solemn, dignified. So now suddenly a sadness comes. So when he thinks of the past like this, so we were like this, suddenly something happens to him, the poet. regardless of their doom. So in spite of the shortcomings, the little victims play. So the little victims play. No sense have they of ills to come. So the children, though they had some problems, they did not worry about anything, nor care beyond today. So here, this is one of the important philosophies conveyed by Thomas Gray. So those little children did not think beyond today. That means they enjoyed their life in a particular moment. So they did not worry about the future. So they were free from worries. They did not have any worry. Yet see how all around them wait the ministers of human fate and black misfortunes baleful. Baleful in the sense threatening. Actually, when the children are studying, so they are happy, but around them all the misfortunes are there. The future and who are the people waiting? The ministers of human fate. Human fate. So people have to die and they have to face difficulties. So black misfortunes, baleful train. A series of threatening things in their life are waiting, but they do not worry about anything, just they live on that day. As show them where in ambush stand. Ambush, it is a war word. So actually when someone a group of people come suddenly attack and win, so that is ambushed. So the enemy camp is ambushed, means suddenly destroyed, or suddenly the attackers win. Show them where in ambush stand to seize their prey, the murderous band. So who is referred as a murderous band? Considering the situation and the context in which it is explained, all the authorities of the school, including teachers, principal, and the owners of the college. So the people surround them. So murderous band. So murderous band includes all the society and the people of the college. Oh, tell them they are men. So here in this particular stanza, the poet requests the people to consider the students of a school or college. So they are men. So they are grown up people. They know what to do. Do not threaten them with the worldly things. It is a request made by Thomas Gray here. These shall the fury passionate tear. So when fury, anger, passions, old love, we can say. So when he is thinking of the past memories is tearing him now, breaking him now. The vultures of the mind, disdainful anger. So very beautiful, it is a metaphor. So anger of human being is compared to vultures. So pallid fear, so weak fear. Pallid means weak, weak fear. And shame that skulks behind. Skulks means keep out of sight. So when people are young, studying without worrying about anything, they do not have fear, they do not have anger, they do not have shame, so nothing. So they leave everything behind. Or pinning love shall waste their youth. So that is unnecessary love for each other, in which they do not waste their time, they do not fall in love. Or jealousy with rankling tooth. Rankling means continuous annoyance or hatred. And envy van. So they do not have envy. So that inly gnaws that secret heart. They do not have any secrets at heart. So that is nagging. So they do not have envy and faded care, grim visaged, grim face, comfortless despair, and sorrow's piercing dart. So this is the stanza which is very philosophical. So all the bad qualities are there in the human beings, but the children do not have. So the children are free from the vultures of mind, anger, fear, then shame, then that is a rankling truth, which means continuous annoyance, hatred. They do not have secret, they do not have envy, they do not have grim sad face, they do not have despair. So just the children at the time, so when they are studying, they were free from all these things in the life. So here Gray is fondly recalling how he was enjoying life in Eton College. Ambition, this shall tempt to rise, then whirl to reach from high. So now ambition, this is the time, the childhood is the time when he had a great ambition. They shall tempt to rise, then whirl the wretched from high, to bitter scorn a sacrifice, and grinning infamy, infamous. So notorious. So that is the meaning. So here, so slowly he finds out the transformation in everybody's life, including himself. So when he was there, he was happy, free from all the things, all the bad things that was discussed in the previous stanza. But slowly from that height, so he has come for another things. The stings of falsehood, thou shalt try. So falsehood slowly entered his mind, and hard unkindness altered eye. So earlier people had love. So when they were young, now unkindness has come that mocks the tear it forced to flow. So when he thinks of how I was good, pure, happy, now I have changed. So the very thought itself forces him to shed tears. That mocks the tear it forced to flow, and keen remorse he regrets with blood defiled. So now defiled, that is spoiled, adulterated. Now he thinks that my heart, my blood, everything has been spoiled, and moody madness, laughing wild amid severest woe. So now the poet says, so at present he is suffering from moody madness. So because of the grown up nature, because of this world, so I have become a mad person. Laughing wild amid severest woe. So laughing wild. So here he doesn't, so earlier he was happy, now he is not happy. Even he laughs with madness. So that is the worst thing he has faced. So this is the stanza in which the poet regrets how a wrong transformation has taken place. The metamorphosis, not in a positive sense, but in a negative sense. Metamorphosis means the transformation. So from a very good innocent self, so there is a degradation. So when he is growing up. Low. So here the word low, it is to address someone. In the vale of years beneath, so vale, valley of years, after many years behind me, a grisly troop are seen, the painful family of death, more hideous than their queen. So here death is personified as a queen. So death is personified as a queen. So now death has just changed everything. So many people are not there. This racks the joints. So here trembles. So when he thinks, so when he fondly recalls, I was very happy here with my friends, but so many friends are not there. So here who is the triumphant person? So it is the death. This racks the joints. So when he thinks of that, so this fires the veins. He just feels sad. His veins become cold. That every laboring sinew strains. So those in the deeper vitals rage. So people are angry. Low poverty. So again he addresses poverty to fill the band that numbs the soul with icy hand. So poverty. So when they were young, they did not worry about any economy, money they have. But when they grow up, poverty has made their soul with icy hand and slow consuming age. Slowly, men are succumbed to poverty, death, and coldness. So, this is the stanza in which the poet becomes more philosophical and says that we are unable or we are helpless in front of age and the transformation of time. So, we are succumbed to time. To each his sufferings, to each his sufferings. All are men, condemned alike to groan. All men are condemned, so they're bound to groan, that is mourn. the tender for another's pain, the unfeeling for his own. At one point they feel others' pain also. They don't feel their pain because always they are living in the pain. Yet, why should they know their fate? Since sorrow never comes too late. Very beautiful line. Sorrow never comes too late. Sorrow never comes too late. So all human beings know. So when they are young, they are happy. But sorrow never comes too late. Immediately, so when they get into the world after the schooling, then sorrow comes to them and happiness too swiftly flies. So happiness, if they have happiness, it quickly flies. It is the philosophy. We also know. So when there is a happiness, it is short-lived. But when sadness, it is prolonged. Thought would destroy their paradise. So thought would, see, so like that, when you are thinking of the past, then that thinking itself will destroy your paradise. Where is your paradise? Paradise lies in your mind. So when we think of, or when you think of all the bad things, so that thought will drive away the paradise, happiness. No more. Where ignorance is bliss. No more, where ignorance is bliss. So Thomas Gray has made this line immortal. So this particular phrase has achieved the status of the great phrase idiom in English language. So where ignorance is bliss. So here the poet says, as long as we were children in the school or college, so we were happy because we were ignorant. Once we get into the world, so it is, we have changed, all the bad things have entered our mind. It is folly to be wise. So this is the master line and last line of this poem. So it is folly to be wise. So if you think you do not know much thing in life, you are blessed because you do not have no bad things. So ignorance is bliss. That is the lesson of this particular poem. Ignorance is bliss. It is folly to be wise. Don't seek more knowledge. So it is a kind of oxymoron. Don't seek more knowledge. Stay blessed and stay young. Stay ignorant because ignorance is bliss. Dear learners, this is the poem in which the poet fondly recalls how he enjoyed life in Eton College. So when he is thinking of the past, suddenly sadness comes. So he just points out in each and every section how the bad things entered into his mind. Now he feels sorry for what he has lost. The final two lines he conclude that it is good to be ignorant because ignorance is bliss. So if you are ignorant like child, definitely you can find the wonders of the world. Dear learners, I hope the video is useful. So the rest of the poems, 40 poems of this Peacok volume is available in the main course. If you need any assistance, please feel free to call us. Thank you. All the best.